Citizen FM 93.7. You can tell from the laughter in my voice that Lawrence Umoette is in the studio. A very good morning to you, Lawrence.
Good morning, Kemi.
How are you this morning?
Beautiful.
It's good to see you. Oh, yeah, that's true. But the thing is, we cannot say that the Almighty should not, do His work.
I was reading somewhere. Is it in Ethiopia? One of in the horns of Africa. It's been 4 failed seasons of rain now, so you can imagine.
Wow.
And
they probably do not have irrigation and all of that.
Drought is massive.
I can imagine. And then there are even some places that it's flooding. People have lost their lives. Some people have lost their, property and all of that. They're displaced by the rains. Thankfully, it's not that. Yeah, there are a few places in Nigeria, but it's not that bad, And we're grateful. We're grateful for the sun. We're grateful for the rain.
It's a mix, and God just gave us everything in moderation.
Do you know, Lawrence? I've actually always said it. Fridays are our let's down days. We can be easy on each other. I've actually thought about it that most of Nigeria's problems, right, are man-made.
Yeah.
They are man-made, as in self-inflicted. We by ourselves, hurting ourselves.
And we'll sit down and grumble.
Do you get it?
Grumble from morning till night.
And that is one thing that as citizens we must always think about. How am I contributing to inflicting this country with harm?
It's something to think about.
It just struck you, right?
Yes.
Most of our problems are man-made. Can you imagine? In the news today, it says that in Kaduna there were some village heads, who allowed the terrorists to charge their phones in their own house. Who does that?
But that one, Kemi,
it's still part of the self-inflicted problem.
I don't think that one is. They had a choice. If you know the way it operates, it's not as if they had a choice.
Lawrence, would it have been too difficult to send an intel?
Kemi, see, in security issues, sometimes I refrain from going to too much details. You see, when a society do not have sufficient trust in the system, they will be scared to do certain things. Maybe a member of the community had volunteered information before, and the consequences was not palatable.
But that's a maybe.
That's what I'm just saying. There are situations like, so you begin to think, because rationally everyone would want to help the system to curb crime.
Are you sure it's not that they were getting something out of it? We cannot tell.
We can't rule that out. We can't rule. But we have also read reports about, in some villages, they're saying that they write letters to the men in the community. Send your wives and your kids to us. Do you understand? For 2 weeks. Did you not read that story? So it's crazy. We know that our gallant officers and men are making so much sacrifice in the process. So those issues of security, I don't really want to say it's a white or black stuff.
No, I know, but you're saying two things. Send your wives and children to us and daughters to us for 2 weeks. That's one. And then you're also saying that our security forces are doing a lot. Which one are you standing on? As in, pick a divide.
No. It's not black and white when it comes to security. Even the chief executives of these states have cried out severally that we need help.
Apparently, El Rufai's recent cry, got a lot of that. I think the last cry was not just a cry; it was a wail.
Exactly.
And somehow they're getting some respite in Kaduna State, which is a good thing.
Thankfully so.
Well, let's go into the papers now. Today is the second day in the month of September. The year is 2022. I'm Kemi Asekun. Of course, I'm
Lawrence Umoette,
popularly known as Don Law,
formerly known as that name. I left it in the University of Lagos.
And maybe we don't want to remind you of what you wear with that name, so we change it to Ogalo.
The university has a copyright to that name,
so that we shouldn't take it out.
No.
Okay, so we give it Ogalo.
There are consequences for that name.
When you say consequences, consequences can be positive or negative. But when you say consequences, everybody just. All right, we kick off with PremiumTimesNG.com, our media partners, and we are looking at the major. Of course, you know that Premium Times is known for investigative journalism and exclusive reports, and so we are looking at this major headline on Premium Times. It says 12 billion naira stolen from Kwara under PDP's Abdul Fattah Ahmed, according to an audit report. I'll just take a quick look at that story. It says the audit also showed that 2 billion naira cash withdrawals not tied to any project or official expenditure were made within 8 days in February 2019, barely 1 month to the general elections. Lawrence, let me hit you again. 2 billion naira cash withdrawals not tied to any project or official expenditure were made 8 days were made within 8 days in February 2019, barely 1 month to the general elections.
Welcome. If you intended to shock me, you did not succeed.
Are you serious?
No, it's just that we don't have a culture of doing periodic what do you call it? Assessment and yes, doing an overall. When you come in, you say, okay, let us probe, let us investigate, let us audit. Yes, that was what I was looking for. Audits. If we had that from 1999 till date, you will know that it's a systematic thing. It's like that across the state, and this has nothing to do with one state or one party.
One party or the other.
When it's election time, the vote of the state becomes accessible to a lot of people. So, and it's a shame. It's a pity, because sometimes people will justify one aspect and then they will criticize another aspect. How I wish after the current tenure, and whichever party comes into Kwara State Government House, will also do an audit from 2015 to 2022.
Lawrence, you know, one of the things that I will hate for Nigeria to descend to is to become a one-party state. And here it is. If PDP, right, in all, you know, had become the governor again in Kwara State, for example, if it wasn't the APC, right, this may not come to fore. And that's a big challenge, right? Now, if after the tenure of the current governor, right, you have another APC governor come to rule after, we may not get to know if there were, I'm not saying there will be, but if there were infractions in this government. And that's where the citizens come in. There is a Freedom of Information Act that sometimes we need to. It's not all for the journalist. With what you have today on your phones, you know, all of us are, you will see people even deliberately misleading others because they say they are citizen journalists. But we should do this for the good of the nation. Okay, we move on from that now to something else on premiumtimesng.com. And here it says Nigeria now has 20 million out-of-school children, according to UNESCO, which is really sad, right? Terrorists killed 2 soldiers, injured others in an ambush. Another sad one. Nigerian workers seek review of National Housing Fund. All right. The details of that we'll bring to you in a bit. And Pandora Papers, which was our major focus yesterday. New UK law to end secret property investment by Nigerians and others. A quick look at Nigeria now having 20 million out-of-school children, according to UNESCO. It says, according to the statistics, India, Nigeria, and Pakistan have the highest figures for out-of-school children globally. Nigeria now has about 20 million out-of-school children, according to the latest global data on out-of-school children by the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO. UNESCO says a new improved methodology was used to arrive at the latest figures and said there are about 244 million children and youth between the ages of 6 and 18 worldwide who are still out of school.
That's a sad one. It's a sad one. I wish you were able to get the breakdown. To know state by state, and maybe we could use that to call out the state governors.
The state governors
and stuff. Although I know that there's been renewed effort in the last couple of years by the Nigerian state, and even some state government, Borno State, for example, has been doing a lot in reducing the out of school children. And so, but you know that this is rot that are taking place over the years, and it's going to take a lot of consistent and focus-driven policies to reduce this. And don't also forget the security challenge too. It's also not making things easy for a state, especially in those theaters of conflict.
Yeah, but you know, we still have states that are not taking advantage of the counterpart funding, you know, given by UBEC for them to drop this, I drop that. You know, the calls are coming in already, Lawrence.
Should
we take them? Okay. Okay, let's see. Right, it has dropped off just before I managed to. Okay, you can call now, 0818-22-22-205. Remember, we spoke about African time yesterday. Let's do the 2 minutes and let the 2 minutes be 2 minutes. Let's not make technology do to us what we should have done to ourselves, okay? 0818-22-22-205 is the number to call. Alternatively, you may call 0903-2229-797, 0903-2229-797. All right, you can get to react to any of the major stories that we have spoken about this morning. And we move on now to talking about the Nigerian workers seeking review of the National Housing Fund. Here it says the federal workers across the Southwest Zone in Nigeria on Wednesday unanimously called for the review of the National Housing Fund, NHF, due to alleged cumbersome processes of obtaining housing loans from the scheme. They spoke to the news agency of Nigeria in separate interviews that from their experience, the processes of securing housing loans supposedly meant for them being contributors to the fund needed to be reappraised. Okay, Lawrence, I think we should move on from that to other stories as we take a look at more from premiumtimesng.com. Autumn replies presidency challenges Buhari to rescue Nigerians from terrorists. Lawrence, let's quickly take a look at that story before we move on to why are you laughing?
No, is it the way? I don't think this issue of security should be reduced to Autumn versus the presidency. It's a national problem, and our political leaders should not give the impression that it's a you and us thing. Understand? Granted that the federal government has its own challenges and its own responsibilities. The state government too also has responsibilities and challenges that in it, and one cannot abdicate his own side of responsibility and also accuse the other of not fulfilling that. That would be double standard. But what I'm saying in essence is that security or insecurity in this case, it's a national problem.
It's a national problem. Okay, we move on from that now as we take a look at the front page of other dailies this morning. And thank you, Muna Aka, for getting me covered on this one. But before we go to that, let's take a look at what the point says this morning. Don't forget you're listening to Citizen FM 93.7. This is the Zuma headlines where we take a look at the papers and, of course, give a review of the other, on some of the major headlines. I'm Kem, and in the studio with me is
Lawrence.
I wanted to say Don Law, but
you have said it now. Kemi.
No, I wanted to say
Kemi, you know the way your people say things if they want to insult somebody.
What's that?
And I'll say, if it's not that you're an elderly man, I would have said that your head is something.
But I haven't insulted you now. How about that? We look at the front page of the point now, and it says forensic audit uncovers 11.9 billion stolen from Kwara Treasury in 8 years. Of course, you know that we already took that from premiumtimesng.com. We move on from that again. Can you guess, Lawrence?
No, I can't.
You can. If you say again, you should have an idea.
No, just don't go there.
Wike
no.
slams IU. Says he was picked. This is how it is put on the paper. It's not me. He says he was picked from the gutter to become PDP chairman. It's the headline, not me.
Sometimes, if I was the one, I won't read that headline. Sometimes, okay. I don't know. There's a certain kind of language that befits a person who occupies certain office. You understand? Politics apart, jabbing apart, and everything. I know that yes, Kemi, just like a lot of Nigerians, you are relishing this drama. No. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing absolutely wrong with that.
That is a misrepresentation.
If politicians decide to give free drama, then there's nothing absolutely wrong with that. I can see your body language that you...
What body language? This is radio.
When you read this stories...
This is radio. What body language?
That is... It's no fault of yours at all. But I think that politicians should know that they are role models, they are leaders in their own right. The young ones are looking up to them. People are looking up to them. And when you describe a governor of a state as a baby, as a child, and a governor of a state would describe a former Senate president as somebody that was picked from the
Lawrence, when you were much younger, did you have that those things where you spar with words? You. No, you. That is exactly what we are getting right now from this. So maybe they are relishing what they used to be when they were much younger.
No, for me, it's no longer funny. I'm getting irritated by their use of language because they are not passing any message. This one will say something nasty, the other one will reply with something nasty.
And that's what I'm saying now. That's sparring, childish sparring that we used to have back in the day.
How does that affect the price of sliced bread?
And that is of major concern to you.
Yes, and my household.
Major concern to you. Yes, I know. Let's move on from that now. Still on the front page of The Point. It says here, Umahi ignores court judgment, swears in 13 local government area chairmen.
And there's nothing to worry about. If there was a court judgment against that and you went ahead, then you know what the consequences will be. So that one is just did the ceremony for free for people.
Well,
because at the end of the day,
the court will still hold his, hold up his judgment, and of course there will be people in the state who will go back to court and say, "Excuse me," But we move on from that. This one is coming from Ogun State, and it says, "Speaker." Ogun Speaker Oluomo arrested over corruption allegations.
The story has been trending since yesterday. I understand, and it's an arrest and there are allegations. Nothing concrete yet. I've not gotten a statement from the EFCC yet, as in formal statement, giving reasons why it was picked up. Some reports are insinuating that it had to do with a petition that was written against him by a former official of the house.
Yeah.
Understand? So until these things, until he's given a day in court.
Lawrence, what is it with the EFCC inviting politically exposed persons and they refusing to honor, whether they are politically exposed or not? An invitation is an invitation.
It's because they've done that in the past. They've gotten away with it. So nothing happened. And when you do...
No. What I'm saying is the EFCC actually said they had invited
That's what
him.
I'm saying. That's why people ignore those invitations. Is that in the past, it had become almost a norm. When they invite you, you reach out to somebody higher and you put in a word for you and the invitation will be cancelled.
1 minute. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Kemi.
Good morning. Ogaidi.
Maestro, good morning, sir.
Good morning, my brother.
I pray a loaf of bread will come down to like 400 naira.
Amen. No, there's nothing possible. That's why I'm saying amen. But we know that in Nigeria, when things go up,
you guys are wonderful guys.
Thank you.
I pray God gives you more grace.
Amen.
Thank you.
You are giving us joy. You are keeping us up to speed with happenings in politics, economy, and the lifestyle and the rest of it.
Yeah, thank you.
Let me talk about Wiki and Yochahayu. Yochahayu threw the first salvo, and Wiki answered. What the master said, that Kemi, you are relishing in the banter, the up and down, the whatever.
As a journalist,
the old drama. That's why I'm enjoying the old drama. Honestly, you said people that were asking for him to resign to save them as children. Then that shows he's a grandchild, because it's only the grandchild that will recognize children or a child. And the constitution of the party says the presidential candidate or the president and the chairman cannot come within geopolitical zone. So what is the issue? The chairman BOC of PDP is from the north. The chairman, national chairman of PDP is from the north. The presidential candidate is from the north. And they will now tell you, Wiki talks anyhow, Wiki is this, Wiki is that. If I were Wiki, I would do the same thing. When Wiki was shouting, now Wiki is the noisemaker to them. But when Wiki was shouting, making all the noise and keeping PDP together as a political party, when some of them had left for another party, Wiki was not a noisemaker then. It is now Wiki is a noisemaker. It is now Senator Yochahayu will now refer to Wiki as a child or a group of children telling him to resign. That is number one. Number two, quickly. Ken.
Sir?
I don't know whether you've read the comments of the head of Nigerian Customs.
Oh, we've not gotten that, but you can go ahead.
Okay, about the subsidy and the number of trucks.
Yes. We took it in the news at 7.
So definitely, you see a lot of things happening in this country. Military, the CEO, NNPC Limited came out that so things. These are the number of subsidies, but now you can see counter, not acquisition really, you see security arguments on both sides of the same government, but different heads of agencies. So definitely we need to look at this fuel subsidy. Something is not very clear to us.
Okay, let's see how that pans out. Thank you very much, ID.
Let me just comment on this. Just like one radio station presenter said, there are a lot of things we don't know in this country. There are some former presidents who are aware of about Nigeria, about this our country. So we need to ask them, who are those people behind this bunkering? Big guys, powerful guys that are even more powerful than any sitting president, any government. America said they have arrested about 122. They mentioned their names.
ID 3 minutes 46 seconds.
Okay. Second chance, sorry.
Nagode, thank you. Have a lovely weekend. God bless you and God bless Nigeria. Of course, you know that you can call back during the Zoom at Big Talk, and you can also, always call back. 0818-22-22-205 is the number to call. Alternatively, you may call 0903-2229-797. I'm actually surprised that ID called the 0903 number today. His favorite is the 0818, but then let's see. Hopefully, there's nothing wrong with the phone lines this morning. 0818-22-22-205 is the number to call. You may also call Okay, let's see. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Kemi.
Good morning, David. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Lawrence.
Good morning, David.
Happy new month.
Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
Yes. I want to comment on the issue of fuel subsidy.
Well, please go ahead.
Yes. We know that 2014, the present HPC was telling us that the subsidy is a scam. But I wonder how come that subsidy is corruption. I wonder how they came in and they still paying subsidy. If it is corruption, you came with the change issue and you still fall into the trap. May God help Nigeria.
Amen.
Secondly, dropout students, 20 million. You know the consequence.
Out of school, not dropouts. Out of school children.
Out of school children. You know what President Goodluck Jonathan was trying to do in the school of Almajiri? To try to put them into a society that they will know that, yes, they are also recognized. But the present government came and said there is nothing like Almajiri school. And it is a way that they will reduce all these street beggars, all these ones that are running on the street, because he took that step so that to reduce the cost. And lastly, I think is it on this radio station or another radio, somebody was giving analysis how state government, the way children are not going to school, each state with their own percentage. I think if we cannot do something in the next 20 years, we don't know where we are heading to. Thank you. God bless Nigeria. God bless citizens. And God bless Kemi and Lawrence. Bye.
Amen. Thank you very much, David. And thank you for keeping it within the 2 minutes mark. All right, 0818-22-22-205 is the number to call. Lawrence, let's quickly take a look at other papers now. And this one from This Nigeria, still on the IU Wike story. But the writer here says that Governor Wike says he's targeting the party's 14 billion naira. We brought him, I'm not going to repeat that, and then Bode George says IU must go before campaign starts. Your friend, the Chief Bode George. All right, we move on from that now. It says termites didn't eat our vouchers, but we lost billions. That's coming from the NSITF. You would recall that in a little while past, they actually said that termites, ate the vouchers that would have helped them to be able to explain, the loss of the billions of naira, but here they say no, termites didn't eat the vouchers, but they lost billions. How has not been said yet. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. What's your name and where you calling from?
Good morning, Kemi. Good morning, Uncle Lawrence.
Good morning.
Yinka. I'm calling from Lucy.
Yinka, been a while from Dutsi Alaji.
Yes.
All right, go ahead, please.
Kemi. First of all, I want to ask Uncle Lawrence, how far the assignment I gave you about the TED fund and the ASU Wahala.
About that. We are still on it, my brother. Let me answer like a politician. It's still,
no, I don't want to give
it's still in the pipeline. It's still in the pipeline.
You are not a politician, don't like them, I beg. Okay, now, I want to talk about this so-called sources of subsidy. The present government said they should cancel the next. It was a cancel and so. Please, can we afford to remove? Everybody say, deal with the subsidy. Can we afford to buy fuel for 500 naira in Nigeria? When we pay to realize certain things that we need to do as citizens in this country, that all of us must come together. People are still seeing this thing from a political point of view, which is wrong. I don't know. Like, Chimbori George is now talking that the chairman should go. Where has he been? Before he has been the spoken person among them. Chimbori George has been one of those, we say yes when it's yes, say no when it's no. I remember they went for one so-called chairmanship position that time on the Southwest. They all came back with we had on their tongue in cheek. They couldn't say anything. So that they should just go and forget us and let us have our peace. We don't want this PDP. They are just, all of them are deceitful. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Yinka, and thank you for keeping it within the 2 minutes mark. 0818-22-22-205 is the number to call. We move on this Nigeria. Here's what it says. Economic hardship affecting the mental health of Nigerians, according to a psychiatrist.
That's a no-brainer. Even when you are broke, self, you know the way you feel. But mental health. Hello, let's take
Hello,
that
good
call.
morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, what's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Ahmed. I'm calling from Nyanya.
Ahmed, good to have you on the program this morning. Please go ahead.
In fact, I want to talk about these 20 million out-of-school children. You see, this federal government has this program of free education for from primary to secondary school, at least SS3. But the fact is that these teachers, these principals and headmasters will never allow these children to go to school.
Why? The
reason is that before you register your child in a primary school, you have to pay close to 7,000 naira. And there is a free primary school. These uniforms, that is not the concern of these teachers and headmasters. They will make you to pay for these uniforms. They will ask you all unnecessary charges. They will charge you.
Hello, my brother. Just a moment. Which state are you? Which experience? Where did you experience this?
I'm talking from FCT.
FCT.
And I'm talking from Yanya. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly
okay. No, we wanted to be sure so that we'll do our own investigation, and if it's correct, then we need to call out people,
especially the person in charge of the school. Yes. And so if you have even more details about this, possibly you have some evidence, you may send it to us on WhatsApp. This same number that you called, just send it to the WhatsApp line, okay? Pictures of what they required from you, pictures of and if possible, maybe when next you interact with the headmaster, you can put your phone on voice recording so that we can also have clips of that, and we'll see how we as Citizen FM can expand it and get such erring officers of such schools, spoken to.
Yes, that is what is going on all over SCT. That is what is going on. They are using it to make money. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'll send anything that any of the things that you have asked. I will send them to you through WhatsApp.
We'll be grateful. Thank you very much for that. That's the way the citizens can make the nation better, right? It's one thing to experience it and keep quiet. It's another thing to experience it and complain. It's another thing to experience it and ensure that somebody else does not get to experience the same thing. It is Citizen FM 93.7. This is the Zuma headlines, and we're taking a look at the papers this morning. Still on This Nigeria, here is what This Nigeria says, and that's the last story we'll take from This Nigeria. It's a sad one, and it says here, family of 7 die after eating leftover food in Sokoto.
That's a sad one, but we need more details. Was the food poisoned?
Was the food given to them? Was it, we need the details of that. But then we move on to other stories now and pray that the lives of those, the souls of those lost, will be granted Aljana Fidaus or will rest in peace. We're moving from that now to this day. Front page of this day, the major stories: NEF, North won't vote on ethnic or religious sentiments, says region carries scars of one. It voted twice, warns against exploitation of its diversity, and that's coming from the NEF. We move on from that story here. It says foreign capital importation fell to $1.54 billion in Q2. Lagos accounted for 68.66% of inflows. PUC insecurity, biggest impediment to Nigeria's economic growth. Another writer to that story also says foreign education, health, tourists putting pressure on FX. Oshibajo meets World Bank president in Washington, seeks support to end petrol subsidy and others. The details you'll find in the belly of This Day. We're moving from This Day now to the Daily Trust. Of course, the front major headline is the Wike IU crisis. 2023 says Nigeria enters critical stages this month, according to INEC, with regards to 2023. Still on Daily Trust, it says here debt burden, genuine concern affecting national development. That's according to the DMO. We're moving from that here, celebrating the Nigerian military. It says troops killed dozens of Boko Haram fighters, destroy camp in Sambisa.
Another good one. Another woto. And Kemi, on the INEC timetable, I think it's going to get more interesting with the official flag off of campaigns later in the month, and
that's about 20 days or 21 days to go.
Citizens will be looking at for robust, we hope, debate, discussions, some very appealing campaigns in terms of media campaigns and so many other things.
All right, we move on from that now to other stories. This one is on the Business Day. It says domestic airlines suffer low patronage as fares soar. All right, now, still on this day, according to INEC, they're talking about why diaspora voting will not be possible in 2023, according to INEC. And the details of that we'll bring to you after this timeout.
Hello, Abuja. You are listening to 93.7 Citizen FM, the latest radio station based in Nigeria's capital. Our station seeks to broadcast a broad mix of culture and views with priority given to development programming to enable residents share ideas and opinions, music and drama. At Citizen FM, we believe in progressive talk and solution-driven conversation. Our aim is to build a united Nigeria by bringing people of diverse culture together through communication. Enjoy listening to 93.7 Citizen FM. We are more than just a radio station. We are a part of your life.
Ignorance of the law is not an excuse. Most times, people commit one offense or the other due to ignorance and negligence. Some get into one trouble or the other out of ignorance. Wheel of Hope, a human rights advocacy program on Citizens FM 93.7 Abuja, is here to educate you on issues that relate to your fundamental human rights, tenancy agreements, contractual issues, next of kin, and many more. Jide Abdulaziz and his team of legal luminaries will be treating issues that have been giving you stress by providing mediation, intervention, arbitration, and many more. Every Saturday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. on Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja. Wheel of Hope will improve your citizenship responsibility. Wheel of Hope Human Rights Program on 93.7 Citizen FM. The voice for the voiceless and the oppressed. Don't miss it.
Citizen FM 93.7. It is the Zuma headlines, and because it is the I apologize for that. It's the Zuma headlines, and of course, you know that Kemi is here, and of course,
Lawrence.
I was thinking, should I say Lolo, Donlo, or Gallo? So the thing confused me. So thank you for coming to my rescue. We're still looking at the headlines.
You have blown my cover.
Hey,
with that name.
Are you serious? Would I get money for it?
For blowing my cover?
Yeah.
I won't say much. I won't say more than that. Okay.
Hey.
We'll talk after the show.
I'm not coming out to the studio after the show. Okay, still taking a look at the front pages this morning, and here it says that why diaspora voting may not be possible in 2023, according to INEC, and this you will find on the front page of This Day. This Day gathered that it became necessary following rising interest in the nation's electoral process by the citizens in the diaspora. But INEC says this will not be possible, you know, in these 2023 elections. But of course, it is something they are looking forward to, looking at, implementing. According to the story, it says it does not yet have the enabling laws to carry out diaspora voting in 2023. The explanation came amid calls by many Nigerians that it was high time Nigeria toed the path of other countries in Africa that allow their citizens and residents in other countries to exercise their franchise in home countries. Oh, Kennedy, I was about to pick your call, but somehow it dropped off. Okay, so according to This Day, Kennedy, do call back, okay? According to This Day, it says the Business Day, I beg your pardon, gathered that it became necessary following the rising interest in the nation's electoral process by citizens in the diaspora. Business Day spoke to the Chief Press Secretary to the INEC Chairman, Rotimi Kemi, and he said the Commission had no laws allowing it to do so at the moment. And you would recall that in the reviews, the diaspora voting was actually, I don't want to say thrown out, I want to say rested. Okay, so I guess that's the reason why. But Lawrence, do you look forward to an opportunity for Nigerians to be able to vote from outside Nigeria?
Kemi, it's the way to go, because if you look at recently too, if you look at the diaspora. Okay, let's take that call.
Hello, Kennedy. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good to have you on the program this morning.
Good morning, Kennedy.
Thank you very much, Lawrence. I'm so grateful you people are educating us. Sometimes, let me just say it, because we discussed about time yesterday, so I wouldn't want to take my time for granted. I want to appreciate you. Kemi, I appreciate your assignment this morning. It gives us hope.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
that's before the 7 o'clock hour.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. I actually benefit a lot from that.
Oh, thank you very much.
Forward for a Nigerian that someday, sometime will wake up. Maybe the governor of Benue State will be celebrating crime-free, no riots. We'll be happy. I'm looking forward for a Nigeria that one day the people in diaspora will also vote for a change. I'm looking for a Nigerian that tomorrow, when I heard that number 20, is it 20 million? You talk about students, right?
20 million out of school children.
Out of school children. I just Googled to like see countries with the lowest population. That can make another country of its own. And I'm looking forward for a Nigerian that will not have that story someday, sometime. You know, I also heard you talk about, is it 2 billion somebody withdrew?
Within 8 days. As a matter of fact, it's 2 billion.06.
Imagine. And we still have EFCC. Is it what?
EFCC, ICPC, we have all of that.
We still have all of that in Nigeria. And up to now, nothing has, we don't have any news of that.
Well, maybe the EFCC in itself is stretched. Is it too much for us to do the right thing? You don't get what I'm trying to say, Kennedy. Must we have people policing people up and down? How can you 2 billion in 8 days?
If we all do the right thing, there'll be no need for EFCC.
I expect the governor to be in prison by now.
Wow.
Is actually the ex-governor of Kwara State.
Yes. Even if it is ex-governor, I expect him to be in prison by now. You get it? So I'm looking forward to a Nigeria that will be better off. Nigerian that people will be proud to say, I am in Nigeria. Do you know that sometimes there are some people you meet in other countries? You'll be shy to introduce yourself that you are from Nigeria. Yes, I met somebody who is from Nigeria in another country who couldn't introduce himself that he's from Nigeria.
Why?
Yes, I have a proof of that.
Why? What happened? Why was he shy to do that?
Because of what they were discussing about the news they heard about Boko Haram in Nigeria. So he was just that shy to like introduce himself that he's from Nigeria. We are looking for a better Nigeria. I'm calling this morning to pray for Nigeria, that Nigeria will be better.
Amen.
Our children will enjoy this soil.
Amen.
Our children will be proud of Nigeria. And someday, sometime, somewhere we'll tell the story how we overcome.
Amen.
Thank you very much. Keep doing the good job. God bless Nigeria.
Amen.
Nigeria must be better.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kennedy. And God bless you too. Incidentally, I had to quickly do an assignment yesterday where I went to interview some volunteers, right, who came into Nigeria to work at, to volunteer, to help some children who are out of school. And one of the things they said to me, cut across 3 countries, Italy, Bosnia, and Bosnia, and okay, but we have a call. Let's just hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Kem.
Good morning.
It's Akerele calling.
Akerele,
how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Beautiful. I'm beautiful. Yeah, hello. How are you?
Good morning, sir.
Are you still there?
He's here.
Thank you for your contributions. That is why you will not go for politics. You can imagine somebody calling Dr. Yocha Ayu a trash that is from the gutter. You see, at times that is why we are saying that this politics is very. You see, it's not that maybe what is in it or what you are going to contribute is dirty, but when you put yourself across the fire like that, at times you are bound to be roasted. And that is exactly what is happening. So I just think and I pray that we watch our utterances at times, because as a politician, when you leave your office, you go outside there and meet with people. What you have said, you cannot. It's like somebody breaking an egg. When it's broken on the floor, you cannot pack it. So that is it. We respect those people who are exchanging words, but I think they should mind their words and know what they are saying to each other, because same people who now will see me tomorrow. So, and we will be here, we are saying we are happy. Somebody talk from my side, you are happy. Then again, you see this auditing of a thing. Sorry for this thing. My junior brother late now, he used to be a very senior person in the audit department. And somebody carrying such money from the office. I'm talking about Kwara. Now you can imagine if the auditor and then the accountant must be in the office when they assign this money now, moving this money, and he cannot dictate. I remember that time, about 10 years ago, he was telling me that somebody, he went to check, and somebody was telling him that he bought a curtain for an office, more than 500 yards of this thing. And I said, okay, what you are supposed to do is to bring tape so that you can measure it. You will see it and you will see it, whether it's complete or not complete. So if it's not complete, you write the report and give him. So you see, these are the things. The accountant was telling, what we know that to be dama in this thing, what do we call it in Hausa, is nothing. He said dama. So I said dama. So write the report and keep it over there, because anybody who is coming behind you will see this report and act on it. So if they are doing like that, it is not because of they are not the auditor supposed to know their work. And then we used to have internal auditor that we check. Somebody a clerk will check and pass for payment before this all these things are paid. But these days it's not done like that. Somebody will sideline you and come from up and say, okay, pass this thing, just pass this thing. You pass it, and that is what I will not do. Good morning.
Good morning, Akerele. Hey, you know, this thing he just said, right? It actually does take a lot, for monies to be moved that way. But let's take this call from Patrick. Hello, good morning, Patrick.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good to have you on the program this morning.
Thank you. Mr. Lawrence, good morning.
I greet you, Patrick.
Yeah. I want to talk about custom general, the custom boss for signing petrol subsidy. It's unfortunate in this country of ours. We photocopy our problems, keep them, and print them out in a new form. What am I trying to say? I remember there was this panel that was had what's it, petrol subsidy something in National Assembly during the Lawal days. All the investigation that they did that time, there were the reports. What did they find out? Who are behind this petrol subsidy that they paid? Who are these marketers that NNPC keep paying money to? That they keep telling us that we consume that 8 million liters of petrol every day. How comes? Is Mr. Lawrence buying fuel every day to fuel his car? Like MKM, are you buying fuel every day to fuel your car? So how do we consume 38 million liters per day? I don't understand. What is here? Come again.
Yeah, please go ahead, Patrick.
What is EFCC and ICPC? What are they doing? The NNPC now has changed from now they are put limited on their head. What will happen to the former NNPC that was paying subsidy money in trillions of naira?
Patrick.
Yeah.
What is the way forward?
And I can't. There will only be a way forward when we identify where the problem is coming from. We don't know where this problem is coming from. If you don't know where the problem is coming, how will you go forward? Are we going forward? We are not going forward. We are repeating the same problem. That's why I say we photocopy our problems, keep them, and put them out in another film. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you, Patrick.
Patrick, we are going forward.
We are going forward. Nigeria is going forward, and we will go positively forward. Not, not in pain. Somehow, some way we will go forward. This message is from Yinka from Dutialaji. It says, "Good morning." Just like what the caller said about FCT schools, they ask you for money, cutlass, broom, hoe, and some funny demands before your child can be registered. For emphasis, it's replicated all over schools in the FCT. Believe me. Thank you. And that's Yinka from Dutialaji in Abuja. Lawrence, you and your desk reporters, I guess there has to be some undercover reporting for this, but we know you are done, so we'll expect to see something soon. It is 3 minutes to 8. It's the Zuma headlines on Citizen FM 93.7. Let's see how many other major headlines we can take, but then after this call. Okay, the call has dropped off. Hello, good morning.
Kemi.
Yes, but they've been a while.
I've been listening. A lot of good times for the good work. It's not easy being a journalist. Even in the rain, in the sun, you are also always at work. It's not easy being a journalist. I give you thumbs up for that and keep up the good work. I mean, my son is going to government secondary school. I can tell you what I went through. Whatever they are saying, Laura, don't get me undercover. Call me and I will tell you. Let them come and deny it. You have to buy a basket. You have to buy a broom. You have to buy higher education. One, you buy shovel. You need to buy mop.
Shovel?
Yeah. Tell me, I bought the big basket I use for refuse bin. This big one, this big refuse bin basket. I bought before my child. I seem to just. I have 4 of them. 3 of them. The last one is just now. The 2 of them are in the private school. I said, let me just try the public school because let me practice what I preach. We pay PTA every term.
How much is the PTA?
The PTA is just 1,000 naira. The school fees is a bit okay. It's 4,900, I think. Yeah, 4,900. I have the receipt. Then you pay for what they call it internet. What they have to register the child. As I'm talking to you now, I don't even have the code number. Here you need to check the child result and every other thing. But I've been active in the school trying to see how things are done. But then, Kemi, see, government cannot do everything. We all need to put our heads together. Even the principals in the school also need to do a lot. But everybody just interested in the money they will make in the country. The school fees, the PTA, if those money are put together to do a kind of maintenance in the school, a lot would have been done. I'm even talking about the PTA money. Go and look at the chemistry labs, the physics lab, and the biology. It's nothing to write home about. Tell me, my child is going to government secondary school. It's going to be necessary in the science class. But the teachers struggle. Tell me, it's a pathetic story. That's why I'm telling you that I'm an eyewitness. I've tried as much as possible, but there's so little you can do. I'm not a journalist. Most of the time when you go to the school, I want to do, people just look at you, and you know how Nigeria is. When you get mobbed, if journalists can be mobbed, how much you need. I was when Amza was saying that I should go to the school and do a video. It's not easy. The one I did was when they were not even in school. You understand? So it's not something. It don't go far. I'm a victim.
Wow.
Good morning.
Thank you,
Good
Bode.
morning, Bode, and thank you for Lawrence. I don't know, that just leaves a sore taste in the mouth, and like what Bode said, government cannot do everything. There is that hyper craze for money in Nigeria is part of our major problems. People just feel that money, whatever, however you can get it in whatever way you can get it, just get it, and I don't know. Lawrence, what's your take?
No, for me, one, you see, people do these things because
they can get away with it. That's what you always say.
That's it now, because the supervisory unit for those schools, there's nothing you would tell me that they are not aware of these things. They will be aware, because if they also want to know what is going on, they have a way of knowing these things. So sometimes it's either they are permissive
or they are complicit.
That's it.
Lawrence, the favorite that I always run to when I feel this way. Which way, Nigeria? We'll take a quick break, and when we do come back, because you know that it will be time for the open house Zuma Big Talk, and we're asking. This song was actually done in 1984. Actually, as a matter of fact, the singer himself has joined his maker, but then we that are still here still have very many reasons to still ask, which way, Nigeria? We'll be back.